we shall take you through the armies. So I'll start with my wanderers from Living Cities. So this is my warlord down the front here, my nomad prince, Prince Arthur Stornos, and next to him is my battle mage. And my battle mage, I have no idea what I put on him. And then we have Orion here. Orion is being proxied as Spirit of Deathu, because Spirit of Deathu is badass, and Orion's badass, and I can't use Orion otherwise. Then I've got 10 Wild Riders. You have to forgive that our armies aren't completely painted. And here we have my Living City Gyrocopter / Great Eagle with Elf Prince on it. Back here we have got this guy here is stepping in as my Arc Revenant, and then we have 3 Kurnoth Hunters with greatswords, and then I have 3 units of Shadow Warriors. So 1, 2, 3. And you would have seen in the middle here, we have got a big unit of 20 Wildwood Rangers with their greatswords. And then down here we have got the tanks, the Eternal Guard. We've got 20 of them. Both the Eternal Guard and the Wildwood Rangers and the Wild Riders have full command. And the Shadow Warriors have both got, or have all got their champion in the unit. So that is 2,000 points of Living Cities. Across the other side, we have got...
We've got 2 units of 40 grots with their stabbers. So they're spearmen.
That is going to be painful.
They're a little bit hard to kill all of off, but it's totally possible.
Yeah.
We've got 1 set of shooters, so it's grots with bows.
Yeah.
We have 2 Fungoid Cave Shamans.
Yeah.
We have 1 who's a boss shaman, so he's able to do some of the abilities that boss grots can do.
Cool.
And they both do different spells. We have a loon boss on Manglu-Squig. The loon boss is missing just because I'm trying to finish painting it. But otherwise, that is the loon boss on Manglu-Squig. We also have a loon boss on a Great Cave Squig.
He's terrifying, by the way.
So these guys are good for buffing this very large... Actually, there's 2 units of 10 One Grot Pounders. So that's your Squig Cavalry.
Yeah.
And then we have 1 15 Squig unit of Cave Squigs.
Nice.
With the 3 extra herders in the back. And
awesome.
That's my Gloomspites.
And this is the table that we're going to be playing on today. So we're out in Ghyran, obviously. A little bit of an Aelven tower down in the background. So we will do deployment and then we will come back. Gloomspite Gitz?
Gloomspite Gitz.
I got it right.
Or you can see grots.
There is so many of them. How many did you say? How many grots are in this army?
Grotties, little grotty guys. There are 100.
100.
There's 2 units of 40 and 1 unit of 20. And those guys are the shooters. And then we've got like 2 sets of 10 of these Boingrot Gitz, Boingrot Bounders.
Yeah.
And then we've got the massive 15 squiggies with the 3 herders. So it's quite a lot. It's quite a big mass.
That's quite a big army.
And I've tried to deploy it quite spread out. Because I'm just super wary of your sneaky tactics. So it's like I'm hoping I can sort of get you to be out in front rather than in behind me.
Yeah.
But I feel like there might be some space you could probably get back in there.
Yeah, I could potentially do some sneaky shenanigans here.
At the very least, maybe I can stop you from the first round jump in.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We'll see.
I've got a bit of sneakiness of my own, so maybe we can counterattack.
Yeah. So I'll go across to the Living City, my Sentinels of Spiteshade Vale. So they're all hiding here in the woods, defending this lovely Aelven tower. So I've got Orion here. He's bunkered up with my unit of Eternal Guard in the woods here, with my Battle Mage and one of our objectives. So the objectives are here, and we have one here, and then one over there, and then
Right in there.
right in amongst 40 grots. So I'm a little bit terrified. And then over on this flank, I've got my Kurnoth Hunters right there, and they're supported by the Ark Revenant, the Wildwood Rangers, and my Nomad Prince, Arthur. And then in sneaky shenanigans styles, we have got my Living Cities Gyrocopter.
How many units do you have on the sideboard there?
I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the Shadow Warriors are all striking from the shadows, and the Gyrocopter is ambushing, and the Wild Riders are ambushing.
Nice.
So it's going to be interesting. James's Gloomspite Gitz won the roll-off for first turn. He finished deploying first, so he got +1, and then he rolled a 6.
So it's kind of like a 7, really, you know.
It was hard. So with that in mind, we're going to pause and go into James's first turn and my first turn, and then we'll be right back. So at the end of turn 1, you can see we've had quite a bit of movement happen here. So we had James's force. They have all pretty much advanced up the table. His squig hoppers, they've all sort of run straight up there towards me. There's a big unit of spearmen here protecting the objective with the mage, and his filthy squigs down here. Pretty much hiding in a bit of a reserve counterattack position, right?
Yeah, so they're intended to block out that scenery for being used for skirmishers or
Shadow Warriors.
Ambushers.
Yeah. And then on the other side, his other unit of spearmen ran up the board to try to capture that objective.
Lost 2 spearmen here and 2 bowmen here.
Yep.
And then we've got a charge here by who's that guy?
Yeah, that's an Ark Revenant.
Ark Revenant. So they managed to get 2 wounds off of him, and he got 2 wounds off of them. So it's sort of a trade.
So the Kurnoth Hunters that were supposed to be supporting him, they decided to fail their charge. So leaving the Ark Revenant all by himself to deal with them. From an ambushing perspective, good old shenanigans. We had our Living City Gyrocopter / Falcon Rider come in the back.
Took a wound off the shaman there.
Yep, managed to snipe a wound off the shaman. And then 2 units of Shadow Warriors, one right here, and the other one's over there. Neither of them did much, but we shall see. And then in the middle here, where it's looking rather epic, 2 units of Squig Knights. What are they officially called?
The Boingrots.
Boin Rots.
Yeah.
Orion charged them. Well, first of all, he shot his warbow at 1 unit, destroying 3 of them.
He killed 5 on this unit here.
Yeah.
And did an extra wound. So he's nearly halved their. Well, he has their strength.
Yeah.
So I had to use a command point to pass that. And then he's killed about 4 on that side. So I had to roll, and I lost 1 from a double shot.
So Orion and the Shadow Warriors that were supporting him did really, really well. And then the Wild Riders here, who snuck out of ambush, they failed their charge as well. They were supposed to charge into these guys and help finish the job. But James was lucky because I didn't manage to get that charge off. So at the end of the first turn, it looks like James is really holding quite effectively.
So that's 5 points into your
right now. Yeah. So we're about to roll off to see who gets to take the first turn in turn 2. And we shall be back after movement. So at the end of round 2, it has been a brutal, bloody battle. We're sitting on 4 to 8. So 8 points to Gloomspite and 4 points to the Cities of Sigmar. Yeah, so you can see there's been quite a bit of damage going on. So we'll start in the middle. The Wild Riders managed to charge into the Mangler, the Squig Mangler, and wipe him out on the charge, which was fantastic.
He managed to shoot him with Orion and do that 4 wounds. And then you charged him and did the nice 7 wounds with your.
Yep. So Orion's managed to just stay alive. He's
doing great for being on 11 wounds.
Yeah, he's got 1 wound left right now. But the Squig Knights have been doing
their best. Not very good though.
Pretty well. And then in the back here, the Squigs managed to take out the Shadow Warriors, and the Gyrocopter / Eagle managed to swoop in and wreck 5 of the Squigs with his one-off attack.
Quite a bit.
So that sort of balanced that out. And in the far corner, where there were Shadow Warriors, they got wiped out by combined shooting from the Grots here. Meanwhile, up in the front lines here, the spear goblins, they managed to take out the Arc Revenant.
Yeah, they took out the Arc Revenant, and then they did about 3 wounds to the Kurnoth, and then the Kurnoth just had a good slash and then a good stomp.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they could do, so now I'm like a little bit sweaty.
We realized just how scary that stomp attack is.
That's really good. I didn't realize how bad a matchup I just put myself into.
And Arthur tried to get in here to try to charge these Squig Knights, but he failed miserably. So he's standing out there all on his lonesome. So yeah, at the end of the second round, we're looking at 4 to 8 to the Forces of Destruction, and we're about to roll off to see who starts the next round. James, do you want to roll? Let's see what you get.
4.
4.
So you need a 5 or a 6.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can.
Oh, it's a 6. Oh no.
I did it. I got a 6. I so needed that. So let's see if Orion here, he's now got a chance to try to stay around, do a little bit more damage, and see if we can clear out the side. So we will come back to you at the end of the round with what has happened. At the end of round 3, we are tied up at 9 all. It's so in the middle here. This has kind of been the epic matchup. Orion was finally brought down by the champion of the Gloomspite Gitz here. He's like your new lord, right? New hero.
He's been promoted.
Arthur finally managed to get into combat, and he chopped down 2.
He chopped down 2. Yep.
2 Gitz by himself. Yeah, he lost a wound.
Yeah, but it didn't take much else.
The Wild Riders continued their rampage and managed to destroy the knights that were left in there.
They were able to do whatever they liked this game, so they really did their duty.
Yeah, they definitely shone.
Definitely.
Over this side we had the big unit of Grots finally
killed with the swordman there.
Yeah, so the Rangers and the Kurnothi managed to finish them off. The Archers were coming up here to try to score this objective.
Yep.
Very, very close.
I think I was just a little out of getting enough dudes in there, but you had more Rangers in there. So
yeah, saved by the Rangers.
Yep.
And yeah, the Eternal Guard just managed to. They just sat here.
They both had like just 1 unit each. They just didn't do anything and just hanging out.
Yeah, they're just hanging out here. Just we're looking after this.
Got the Grots looking after that.
These guys are just looking after this, just hanging out. And the
the Squigs. I forgot about the Squigs.
The Squigs down the back there are just chilling.
They're eating the rest of the Archers.
Ate the Shadow Warriors up. And meanwhile, our Falcon Rider,
Big Bird,
just kind of ran away from those squigs. Tried to take a couple of pot shots at these goblins here, but managed to kill like one of them. So yeah, overall, really good game. Heaps of fun.
Well, it took a lot of learning too. Like
Yeah.
I was a little bit grumpy about the Carnothy Hunters.
Yeah.
But it's because I just didn't understand the matchup. So now I know not to like bring a horde to the Carnothy because I didn't understand. I didn't actually know about their stomp. That's really good against
Carnothy Hunters, yeah, they're a horde killer, and I think we were both unaware of just how effective that was.
Yeah, so now I know not to bring. It's like don't bring your monsters to the
rangers.
To the rangers, you don't bring your
hordes to them.
Yeah, so it's good learning experience, I think.
Yeah, so another great game. MVP for you? MVP unit?
I like using the mushroom shaman.
Mushroom shaman.
What's he called? He's the fungaloid cave shaman.
Oh yeah, the fungaloid.
Nice. Just buffing archers. I need to make sure I'm doing that right. It just feels a little dirty. But I've been buffing the archers to they do their mortal wounds on 6s to wound.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that's right. I might be wrong, but it just feels a little too strong. Because if you took like a big unit of 60 archers, that feels kind of sick. So
I can't talk about being too strong when the Carnothy Hunters.
Well, that's what they're meant to do.
But
I'll have to check that rule and make sure I'm not cheating,
for
lack of a better word. But actually, I think that dude. I like this dude. He's done his job.
Yeah, I gotta say, the Bounders, the Bounding Knights.
They did okay. They
did pretty well, considering
they should have killed Orion faster.
Yeah,
like they should have, but
Orion managed to just sort of hang in there till the end.
Disappointed in the manglers, but I did just paint them, so that's understandable. They're of course gonna not succeed after being painted. Who was your MVP?
I gotta say the Wild Riders were, even though they failed their first charge, they made up for that by getting in and just wrecking face.
They had the fortune of not being able to get, or nobody could charge them back, so they got their charge off in the end. You know?
Yeah, they didn't have to worry about being glass cannons, which was great.
Yeah. Big disappointments. I think Orion was kind of. He was disappointing in his offense, I think.
Yeah, he kept failing everything.
Yeah.
And that's why he's,
He didn't get off his things that he needed to, but he did hang in there, which I think is pretty cool.
He did, like, at the end there, he just sort of held off until the Wild Riders could get in there and finish the job for him, because he's obviously tired.
Yeah.
It must be the middle of winter here in Ghyran, and he's just not feeling it. Yeah, so he would be my, unfortunately, disappointment.
Not terrible, but not great.
And the Bad Moon was like right up above us at the end of the game.
Yeah, that was awesome. This is really useful because it gave me the able to do some damage to these guys.
Yeah.
And also gave me a nice reroll to hit.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for the game, James.
Yeah.
Gloomspite Gitz. Living Cities. Draw. We'll see what happens.